Hey, what is happening, everybody? My name is Azarath, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide. Now, with a lot of the games on this channel, yes, I have played this game before, but this is a game that I have wanted to replay. I'm trying to actually remember. I think the last time I played this was 2020? 2021? I've only played this game a couple of times, once on a different channel, but this is a game that when I first beat it, it sounds cliched, it sounds weird, I'm fully aware of this, but it changed me, okay? It made me feel like I was a different person, and I'm actually going to do something that I don't typically do with these, games I've already played before, which I'm going to keep potential spoilers to myself, because I don't want to ruin anything, which is going to make the commentary a little bit tricky, but this is made by Davey Wreden, the guy who made the Stanley Parable, and that by itself made me go, oh, yeah, I gotta play this game at some point. And the trailer caught my interest. And, well, I mean, as far as the Stanley Parable is concerned, too, like, it just being super meta and weird, and like, what the hell is going on in this game? Also, the narrator is a perfect combination of, well, I was gonna say annoying, he's not really annoying, but, like, snotty, funny, slightly pretentious, oh, whatever. But, quick warning before getting into this is, it's very meta. So I guess it's up to you if you like that sort of thing. And it deals with some heavy subject matter, but whatever. Let's get into the game, stop wasting time. Which is like my specialty, I know. The sound is on, game! Yes, I know how to play, it's pretty standard. Where's Davey at?
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable. And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Is it, Davey?
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okie dokie. Oh, hell yeah, here we go. Yeah, let's shoot some aliens. Oh man, I've got to play Dead Space again.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay. Yeah, no, see, this is going to be very hard to talk about without introducing spoilers. Just know, Davey, there's a couple of things I want to say, but I'm not going to, because I already said what I said. And I can run out of ammo. It's fine, there's nothing to shoot here,
It kind of looks
so.
like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. As long as you keep up on that promise there, Davey.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Yeah, I know, it's so cool. I do love if you can actually spot that type of stuff in like actual games, which I have. Also, I'm a whore for space, so let's see, that's definitely flat. Where's Xenomorph at? Can I have a flamethrower? Oh, looky here, a labyrinth that probably took forever to make.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Okay. Now, this is probably gonna irritate some of you, but hold on. I want to see if I can because he
Or
teleports.
if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Okie dokie. I mean, it can't be that complicated, can it? Listen, I've been in the back rooms, okay, well. But to be fair, I've also gotten lost in the back rooms, so... Damn it. What? That looked like a door. Would you... Oh, fuck, I already came this way. No, I'm passing the labyrinth. Screw you, Davey. I just realized the only problem now is going to be getting back through. Fuck! No! I'm figuring it out! No! Oh, damn it! I'm gonna be so mad if I loop all the way back around to where he teleported me to. No. Oh god, now I'm not even gonna try to lie to you. I'm lost now. I don't. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know where I'm going now. Oh no. This is bad. This is bad, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going this way. Or I'm not. Which is fine. This is exactly what I wanted to be doing right now. Hey! Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait, did I loop around? Oh no, I looped back! I'm so happy! I thought I figured it out! No! Okay, so I don't want to say for sure, but I actually do think I got it the one time, and apparently nothing happened. I was kind of like expecting there to be something, but that was the only thing I saw that even sort of resembled a door, so again, but leave it to me to get back to where I was on accident. Oh, okay, there we go. Yay! I did it!
Okay,
I think.
this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Sure thing.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Heck yeah, let's go! Actually, I think you say something if I don't move. Gonna Stanley Parable this? You gonna comment on this, Davey? Davey. 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 Davey.
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
Fine, you win. Yay! Ow.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh, cool, we're back here. Fine. Yay! Whoa! I'm floating.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Oh, wait, is it? Ah,
Yep.
this is the one where you have to
In this
walk
game,
backwards.
You can only walk backwards.
Whoa. Yeah, and you can only turn with your head, like you can't go like from like left to right. I mean, I don't care what you say. This is an interesting idea for a game. Would probably get annoying
So
after.
it's a
Whoa.
short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Yep. Oh. And I'm sure, Davey, you're gonna have some comments, right? I, however, enjoy this. But if the future is always behind her, I don't know. How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a
Walk
short little
backwards.
thought,
I'm kidding.
It says what it wants to say and then it ends.
Yep.
Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Davey, this is scary. It's dark. Was this a horror game? I'm kidding. Also, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's a couple of these sections where you're like going from level to level and you're in this dark area. Just put a pin in it. I have some comments. Also, potential theory. A game theory. You are now entering where? See, now I feel like I'm playing Slender the 8 Pages. Hello? You gonna kill me, Slender Man? Ow.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
How about you shut it, Davey, and just note that I have a game plan. Not saying it's a smart game plan, but it's a game plan nonetheless. I don't know. But no, so quick spoiler alert, I guess. It's not really, but once you start going up the stairs, the game brings you to a grinding halt, to a crawl. It's something that would make even like a snails go, damn, dude, that damn bitch, you're slow, holy shit. But Davey gives us the option to skip through it, and I'm sure being the viewer, you'd probably prefer it if I did that. But I'm going to do, because you can't get up there, it takes 5 or so minutes, so yeah, this is going to be annoying. But I have a theory. Oh, see, there it is.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens.
Uh-huh.
So why, If Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Well, like I said, Davey, you can shut it. So, I'm trying to think how I want to word this without potential spoilers, but so in that room, there's some game ideas, and for a while, you know, I was kind of like going back and forth in my head. Are they new games? Are they games of the past? Which might not make sense, but one of the things that popped into my head, and I have seen other people like talk about this game before, I'm actually not alone in thinking this way, that these games from Coda that are in that room at the top of the stairs, this could be like a game he made for himself and only himself, because it was a case of, I don't know for sure if this is a good idea. Do I want to get rid of this? Would this make sense? Could I possibly do that? And the whole point of the slow-ass climb that, you know, Davey can't find reason in, so hey, let's just hit enter, go full speed, and get up the stairs in 2 seconds, because, you know, well, one, everyone has the attention span of a gnat now, so there's that. There's probably nobody actually watching this part. They actually probably skipped past me being up, like, climbing up the stairs already. But this was the thing for Coda to be like, do I actually want to get rid of this? Do I actually want to pursue in making this? Do I want this? Do I want that? And this slow climb is him more or less debating with himself during this slow climb to be like, I think I'm going to get rid of it, or I'm going to keep it. And that's probably an oversimplification of what's going on here, but it's things like this, and really don't think that this is a spoiler. I'm just saying it 'cause it popped in my head, so sorry. But one thing to notice, and I didn't outright say it in my first playthrough because it was kind of like in the back of my head, you know, that type of thing, but it was right around here in my original playthrough back on the Couch Potato Soup Show channel. That was a bad time for me in YouTube. But I played this, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if there's a pattern here. I don't know if I'm being weird. I don't know if I'm drawing conclusions to things that, you know, aren't there, if I'm making stuff up in my head. But why, Davey? Why, oh why, have you modified, like, everything we've played so far? And, you know, you started out being like, and I want to talk about his games for what they are, not for what they're not. And I want to praise them, and they mean a lot to me, and they this, and they that. But so far, there's a whole lot of, it don't make sense to me, skip. I don't care for this, I can't find meaning in it, skip. This don't make sense to me, press enter to go full speed. It sounds super small and not important, which is understandable, but at the same time, you're not doing a whole lot of praise in there, Davey. And before you say it, yes, constructive criticism, all that, but, you know, not everything in life needs a deeper meaning. I'll get in this damn room eventually. Hey, Davey, I'm in. Sort of. I've crossed the line. Davey. Davey, I'm inside! Davey! Fine. You know, honestly though, jokes aside, assuming you actually sat through that, that went by quicker than, because I think I only tried this one other time. I did skip. I played the game how Davey intended. I was trying to read "You are a gate" when I said Davey.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Yeah. I like it.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Yeah, and the thing about this game that you'll see later, is not only is it so easy to not only twist shit, ready, set, fish. Okay, but, oh. Alright, well, I guess I'm going this way. Screw you, Davey! Yeah, and I'll actually... You know what, maybe I won't wait till the end of the game. And actually, spoilers, like I said. But maybe I'll give my full...
for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
I can. I'm gonna give my full thoughts. Well, not my full thoughts. I'll save that for the end of the game. When I figured out what I figured out in the original playthrough. I actually remember which part that is. No, I knew what to do. I just knew Davey was gonna start talking.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
That's totally fine. I know exactly where it is, because in case you guys haven't seen it, sort of recently, you know, a couple of months ago, I did a reacting to my old videos. They were so cringe and bad and da-da-da-da-da. But one of the videos I watched, only like a couple of minutes of it, was this game. And I think it was the cleaning level. And something kind of clicked with me, and I'm like, whoa, maybe that's what's going on. Whoa! And my mind was kind of being blown from that point on. And there was one singular comment on that video. And they were like, holy crap, good catch! I'm like, I feel smart. Which is rare for me. Anyway.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Yep.
Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
The thing is, unlike the stairs, I do think I have to play it Davy's way this time. But before I do, I was trying to say something a little bit earlier, and then I lost my train of thought. Yeah, that original playthrough, and because I wasn't suspecting weird things, or this, or that, or anything out of the ordinary, I played the game 100% how Davey intended me to. And then I felt like an asshole after the fact. I will say, this is cool, though. Holy shit! I want to explore! Davey, can I...
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know, I'm sure you're gonna tell me, oh. Yep, like I said, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Put a pin in it. You are now exiting. Okay.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. March 2009. Oh, 2009. Oof, I don't like that. Oh man, I remember like that. I remember 2009 like it was yesterday.
Video game development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Thank you.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
I might cheat
this. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. you might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
What I was gonna say is I might cheat this, which you could say makes me a hypocrite because of what I was saying a little bit earlier, but I'm also very bad at platforming. And you're kind of slip and slidey in this game anyway. What I was trying to say is you don't take fall damage. But it's fine. See, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. Oh god, no, land on it! Oh! That was close. That was a close one right there. Oh god, no. Ah! Holy crap. That was on accident, too. Whee! Ah! Wow! Look at that. Whoop! Well, I don't know what I was expecting on that last one. You can't jump very far, so... Okay, Davey, I did it. Can I get a cookie? No? Screw you too, Davey. I didn't want your damn cookie anyway. Yet. Oh, lovely. See, now I fail to see how this helps me right now. Davey, where'd you go? Oh, well, no, that makes more sense. Don't know how I forgot about you, but I did. Davey! Oh.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Weird that you're wanting to skip more things, Davey. So funny enough, the weird part of my brain would be sort of tempted on a normal circumstance to see what would happen if I actually stayed in here for an hour. I'd laugh if there was like an actual achievement or something for it. But, because of recording and I'm on a schedule and everything else, so this has nothing to do with Coda and Davey being Davey. I gotta go.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Well, who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Davey, sounds to me like Coda not only did that on purpose, like the only question I have about this, because I don't need like a deeper meaning in although, like, this could just have been Coda testing something out, and yada yada yada. Is this? What does this mean? Maybe it's a game developer thing, I don't know. Tell me what this means! Okay. It's like a UFO, right? Tell me that's not what that kind of looks like. Is that, you know, like the 3 dots in the sky that form a triangle, and it's just like, whoa, man. Yeah, like this, right here. This should be on the History Channel. Flying green bread. I won't apologize for that. That's an inside joke. Oh,
it's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
I clicked the thing, actually. Thank you, game.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Yeah, and I absolutely cannot wait to hear your thoughts, Davey. 100% can't wait. I'm sure that it's gonna be nice and normal and not in any way. Oh. Listen, Linda. No.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
How about, Davey, you don't tell me what to do? I'm trying to remember if this is actually like one of those, like, I have to do a specific thing, because I know that door opens. Like, this is one of those dialogue things that I don't know if it matters, which is what I was talking about earlier. I know. But it's fine. I'll brute force my way through this if I have to. Here! Oh, see, there you go. I mean, I know it. Oh, well, okay. Well, that doesn't help me as much as I originally. I mean, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. What? Maybe, possibly. Oh. Yeah, I did it. But again, I don't actually know if I could have clicked literally anything.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Ah, there we go. Again, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until the cleaning level, at least. I feel like it'd be pretty faithful to do it there. I know I can wait till the end, but...
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. No, I want to talk about it so badly, but I can't. I have to wait. April 2009. Hey, that's my birthday. This game's connected to the internet. I don't think so. Man. Whoa. Oh, hello. What do we got here? Nice room. Not. Got him.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Okie dokie.
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Oh, okay.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much. is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I mean, I get it, Davey. I really do. I'll say this, Coda definitely has an understanding of random-ass comments. It feels pretty legit. Like, if you go back to when I first played this, if Davey didn't say anything, I probably would have been like, yeah! Oh, this should go without saying, but I'm sure with what I just said, somebody's bound to bring it up at some point. Cannot stress this enough. At least to my knowledge. Holy crap, if I'm wrong, then everyone's gonna come after me. Probably not. Nobody watches these. This game is a work of fiction, everybody. I get this was all made by Davey Reed, and he loves his meta shit. A free t-shirt. Which one? Door how open? Open sesame! Whoa. Makes game, includes door, cannot open door. Thanks. I mean, you're probably closer to him than you think. Oof. No room! Also, I'm probably going to start skipping over these, not because I don't want to actually read all these, but there is an assload of them. Don't bother. Thank you. I don't feel like it. This is where I get off. Okay. Failed to rate. Oh, well. Anyway, what I was trying to say is because of time. It is not that I don't want to search for anything. It's... whatever you say there, friendo. What is that painting? I don't know. It's cool. It's so hard to talk spoilers. I need someone to talk to. I mean, same, but socializing is just... It's just like, hey, how's it going? What's your favorite color? What type of music do you... What are your hobbies? Sorry. Oh, is that true? Yay! Oh, it's true! You can't fall off! I mean... that's cool, I guess. Now, why do I not believe you? Because I feel like I probably shouldn't at this point. Stop pretending you are other people. Okay. We will all die someday. Oh. It doesn't mean anything. Why do I feel like that this is aimed at Davey? Yeah, I'll read a couple more of these, why not? Help! I'm trying to speak! Arts! Sorry, I don't know why that reminded me of the Buzz Lightyear meme. Stop faking it. I will not. The engine is made of an engine, you know, floor is made of the floor. I mean, hey man, that still probably took a while, right? That still probably took a hot minute to... Who are all of you? I don't know, but you are definitely asking the real questions now. That's fine. You know, there's only a couple left. Why not? I'll feel real someday, oh god. I don't know what to say about that. Hey, Davey! Where'd you go? I miss your awesome narration. Now, no offense, you're not really on the level of
At the end of this level, we're
Stanley
going to
Parable,
see the puzzle
but
again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Should note with what I just said, no, I'm not actually talking shit. I think he's a pretty good narrator. Stuff that I still have to wait to say.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
I'm saying I kind of like more fun narrators, you know, like, not only is the Stanley Parable got one of my favorite narrators, just like in general, but something about Mythbusters popped up the other day, and my man glues that show together. Second door won't open! Help! Guys, it's simple! Developer, answers please. What you gotta do is this.
There's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces. Before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment. A few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
How do you leave notes? Hey, Davey! A lot of typewriters! And look, another lamppost! Because it's all connected, guys! It's a deeper meaning! Oh, gee. Speak! 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 Oh. What if I don't want it? Porn stars time.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Well... Oh, well, you know what? That definitely helps out. You know, I kind of like the interior here. I'm not even gonna try to lie to you. I'm a fan of, look at the music, dude. Now, as far as the prison games, Davey, I would like to note, it is possible that not only, again, was Coda probably testing something, maybe, possibly, but maybe they just liked making prisons.
See,
also, I feel like playing
the whole game, and there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
There's no furniture! Help! Okay, well, oh, TV with the surround sound. Let's go. That's not what I... That's not it. 10 stolen along the wall. What is it, Markiplier's house? I'm kidding. Everyone, I'm kidding. It's fine. Oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Do that. What? You know, game, that is not what I wanted. Whoa.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
I mean, I dig it.
Okay,
I'm with
he
it.
throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Please walk forward. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta do a couple, yeah, I gotta follow. Okay. The table? Oh, and then, see, there's 3 dots again. Okay, so... Wait, no, wait. What? Oh. Got it. Floor lamp, and then I gotta turn it back on. Alright. Left side sofa. Got it! Touch the shelves! Yes! Oh, this is the most I've ever felt anything in my entire life. What? No complaints here. Whoa.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just go real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea.
I would totally live down here.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh, okay, Davey. And plus, see, it's fine. It's fine, because look, everybody, there's a lamppost. Funny enough, you go back to that original playthrough I did of this game, though, because I wasn't completely up for sure. I had ideas in my mind, but I didn't know 100% where the game was going. For whatever reason, we started this one. I'm like, is this good turn into a horror game? Because I don't really know that much about it. I'm kind of scared, actually, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I don't know, it's giving me weird vibes. The music's not helping either. Hello?! Who is this? Hey, it's me! I'm you from after you escaped the prison. No. Which is fine. You're me? Yes! But, like, not like a clone, like, I'm actually you, like, it's just kind of hard to explain. Yeah.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Yeah. Yeah, there's somewhat of a sinister vibe to this one, but I like it. Hey, Davey, can we get to the cleaning one? Because there's a lot I want to say about you. No, fine. I mean, I have already touched on a few things, but I mean, I want to give more of, like, a clear opinion of what's, Well, listen, as fun as this conversation is, I got places to be and things to do. And, like, listen, I talk to myself, like, every day anyway, so this is nothing new. This is nothing groundbreaking. And I'm not talking about the YouTube thing with the camera and the da-da-da-da-da. I'm simply talking about just talking to myself, because I'm lonely. I don't care.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
I don't know, man. You tell me. I think it'd be great.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Oh, it's a cleaning game. Yes! I'm gonna wait. Because I said I watched that video.
This environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Where I said I was reacting to old content and da-da-da-da. I know exactly where the thing was, so. Clean! Oh my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Yes, and I'm gonna clean this entire house. I'll make it spotless, and you can't stop me. Yeah, like.
you'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Alright! See, I like the music, I like everything, I like the vibe. Don't like cleaning in real life. I don't like no chores. I'm kidding. Shit needs to get done. Shit needs to get done. I'm just saying that I'll do it in a video game. Why not? Hey, it's clean! I did the thing! What do you mean straighten out the rug? What rug? I wasn't paying attention. Ow. Do I have to do the bookshelf next? Da da da. Sorry, I'm waiting for that next response because I know I gotta clean that at some point. Yeah, that's all that matters. Fine, I'll tidy the couch. Come on. And did I do good? Am I cleaning? This is the hardest I've ever cleaned in my entire life. Maybe mop up the what? What? No. I wanna. There! Did I do good? Am I the best cleaner? Am I the best cleaner? No. Fine. You listen here, clean head. I fucking hate doing the dishes, though. I wish it was that fast. Oh, fine! I'll do it, but just because I like you. There! It's the bedroom, of course. Gotta do the bedroom. Oh. Got it. Also, I like this house. Oh! What do you mean? I just did that!
Prison games,
who ate all that food?
The level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Ooh, fine!
I really like this game.
Yep.
Of all his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Yeah, I'm definitely having fun. So much cleaning. So much cleaning. Books! Books! Time to clean up the books! Ah! Well, maybe if people weren't reading like psychopaths and they put stuff back where, you know, it was supposed to.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Yep. I mean, hey, it's a good thing. Like, some people like the looping thing.
It can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Oh, alright, Dave. So, I guess, potential spoiler alert, skip ahead if you don't want to know that, but I have to talk about this now, and it's fit, because it was literally right here. He did that, made that disappear, and I believe I was standing like right here. I know this part, what happened in my original playthrough, like, that's not important, but I'm like, well, he has changed, modified, or even potentially just full-on added shit to so many of the games so far. And not just that, you start out with the... I wish the games, you know, actually had proper meaning. Because he's talked about, like, that they mean something to him specifically, but every time we go into a new game, he's like, this don't make sense, I don't like this, what's the deal with this? I can't figure it out, so it's pointless, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then, this dude has the audacity, has the nerve, to show us a lamppost, which then show up at, like, every game after this, and is like, yep, and he added them, and things are connected, and now it all makes sense, because he wanted to find, like, a way to show, like, that everything has a point, and Davy's adding the lampposts. And that is what I said in that original playthrough. I'm like, I think Davy's adding the lampposts, because he's the one who right this second has been talking about things have to have meaning. This is just looping for the sake of looping. The maze don't make sense. The stairs, it takes too long to climb up them. You know, this game doesn't have enemies, therefore it's pointless. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Which is why, so take that pin out of the thing that I was talking about earlier, I'm just gonna call it the Slender level, where you're walking in the darkness and he's like, see, and look, this means that everything's connected, and da-da. I don't know. For sure. This is the definition of a theory. There's no, like, concrete evidence of this. I could be wrong. Or if there is concrete evidence of it, I don't know. I think those levels where he was like, well, see, this means that everything, you know, he started to stitch things together with these little mini, like, going from game to game to game. I think Davey made those. And I know, technically speaking, Davey made everything. Coda's not real. But I'm in universe, in this game, right here. Well, not the cleaning game, the beginner's guide. In this game, right here, I think Davey made those other levels as well as adding the lamppost to the game. But, as a just in case that anybody skipped ahead, I'm gonna go back on the spoiler talk, so everybody, all one of you that's watching this video, shush for the rest of the nobody. Okay, well, I rambled long enough, so guess let's carry on. I was gonna pretend I didn't talk about spoilers for a bunch of... Oh, see, it's
which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
No, I bet you did. Actually, no offense, David, it's pretty on brand for you.
This one gets a bit goofy.
Why did you come here today? I have no idea. Was it to improve your life and no, to get a better job? Well, the thing is, why am I the only one here? What do you mean I came here to be perfect? I don't want to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's imperfect. It's fine. It's not, you don't need to be perfect to, oh god. Well. Oh god, I know somebody that just talks like this. I'm not gonna name them, but the more I'm reading this, the more I go, oh no. Oh,
about halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
What is that gonna be weird? Move.
Well, I can only click on the one thing,
as
so...
the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, holy shit, I can! Neato. Again, I can only press one thing. Oh, God. Oh, can I not climb up that? No, I want to see that, like, closer. Fine. But that is what I like about at least this, though, is a lot of people don't try to see... Oh, there's the lamppost again. That, you know, people be like, oh, I suffer from anxiety, this, that, and the other thing. But then they act like they're the only ones who have it. I struggle with my own anxiety, and I struggle talking with people. Like, I make the worst small talk in person. It's kind of why I don't want this channel to blow up. I could not handle being famous, because people would probably be like, yeah, I met that guy. I saw him at the store. He was a rude douchebag. In reality, I was panicking the whole time, and I'm scared, and people scare and terrify me. The point I'm getting at, though, is how many people do you interact with that are also like that? No. Stop it!
I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection,
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Yeah! Alright, cool. 2010.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
It's not a bad time to say that I have stage fright. Places, please. No. Everybody, my name's Azarath. Welcome to the... What? Oh, okay, cool. I'll stand against the wall. I don't see why, though. Okay. I'm a dream to photograph animals professionally. Go on, say something to her. I don't want to. Where's the bathroom? Sorry, I gotta leave. Yes, I can! I'm hiding. No! Well, I can't go back now after what I just said. That's weird. Duck and cover! Go! Oh! Fine. What? No, I don't think that that would help at all, actually. No, I don't think that that would... Yeah, it's like the thing from the trailer. Excuse me while I bounce around. Boing. Oh, pinball! Sorry. Ah! I want to try something. Try stepping, but well... Why? Oh yeah, see, that's normal. Okay, yes! Now this is working. This one it was like...
eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looks to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Yeah? To play this game properly, you must close your eye. Well... Okay, my eyes are closed. Oh, there we go. I don't think this is gonna work. Am I moving? Am I in the correct? Where am I? Am I walking into a wall? Am I making progress? Hello? I don't know. I don't hear anything. Davey! Where am I going? Am I doing anything correctly right now? No, my eyes are legitimately closed. I do not. Hello? Hello? I'm going forward because I'm envisioning a path. Oh. Help!
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already.
Yeah,
it's
no,
pretty
thank
much
you.
impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Which is? I don't remember what that is! What is it? Help! Oh. Well. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Can't die like this. No, I'm not gonna let you die. Someone, anyone, please give me something. I legitimately don't. Oh, there's 3 dots again. I don't remember. Help! I literally do not remember what to do. Well, we're dead. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, well. See, there's the lamppost. Yeah, that's not how that works. Well. Oh, it's because I pressed the wrong thing. No, well, yeah, a lamppost, duh, but... No. I pressed the wrong... Go! Alright, okay. There it is. I can't keep making these. That's it! That's the truth!
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then, even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Okay. December? Hello? Oh no. Where did the island come from? How do I get out of here? I don't know. So I'm not proud of this, but in my original playthrough in this part, I may or may not have had a mental breakdown. And, like, I didn't fully 100% know what the game was, like, getting at outside of my own thoughts and theories, what I said, like, during the cleaning level. But I'm like, man. And also the sounds and everything. It's not helping. I have nothing left to give to my work. Man. And here I thought. There was a machine that kept me going, and it stopped. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen again, because I know which part it was specifically that broke me. I have my reasons, don't judge me. Oh, there we go. And how it sounds like kind of like distorted and weird
If
too.
the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
No, wait, no, you opened the second door! What am I doing? There we go. I don't know why I read that wrong. That was me being
Talk
stupid.
yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
I have nothing left to give to my work. Hello, deal. There was a machine that kept me going. Okay, making games is simple. Sure, making games is easy. Alright, making games is effortless. You're not gonna do it to me again. And it's more that it broke me the first time, because not knowing the ending of the game and all this hit me pretty hard just because of how much I related to this personally. And honestly, I still feel this way. Because if you're not getting what's happening right now, making games is so easy, oh, it's effortless, oh, you gotta love your hobbies, everything's gotta be great 100% of the time, and you're always energized, and you're always feeling great, and you're always this, it's just not that simple. Burnout is real, it does exist, I don't care what anyone says. Like, I love making videos, but there becomes a point where you're like, you know, I haven't gotten a comment in weeks. I haven't gotten a like in weeks. And during the time that I made my original recording to this game, and yes, I'll hit the thing in a second, I was getting like 3 views a video. 4. Shit, if it was a good day, if we were really making bank that day, I get 6. Maybe. It is easy, it never stops being easy. You have to open the door.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. It never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Okay, Davey. I'm good. Guard. Hello, can you let me in, please? Let me in! I tend to be brutal. I'll be quick. Come on. Open the door! Or at the very least, move. I'll do it. Like, if you move out of the way, just take 2 steps to your... Take 2 steps to your right, please. Thank you. Hi, how's it going? What do you do with it? Capture the machine. Will it be punished? Oh, well, what is the machine? Where's the machine now? Listen, I don't know. I don't know. Just shut up! Shut up! Fuck off, all of you! See, it's fine. You stopped.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped feeding us. Oh, no. I've been so alone. I don't know. Again, I don't think the text... Apologize. Oof. See, I don't think the machine is actually... No, nothing. Think carefully. I know... Oh, jeez. That's actually fucked up. Don't worry, machine. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. I will apologize to the people on your behalf. Oh my god. Oh my... Hello, everybody! My followers, my friends. Man. Why did I play this game again? Why? The machine will not apologize to us. It won't. We do not need its games! Enough! I don't know. Follow me! We will destroy the machine! Everything that the... No! I didn't click that. I clicked the other one. So, yeah, originally, I'm not even gonna try to bullshit you here. I'm not gonna try to lie. This, and some people go, oh, you got a gun, haha, you can destroy shit. I felt so bad the first time I played. I was like, no! What? Like, this is actually kind of like, oh, man. Well, I guess let's just destroy everything! Every last thing! It's what we were told to do, so that's what I'm doing!
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Coda is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
I didn't like that comment.
To have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
See, not this room! I still... Oh. Oh, man. I'm falling!
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all is just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Oh, God. Put down your weapon. Okay. Uh-oh. I'm sorry!
I felt like this was the right thing to do? because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy, so beautifully, beautifully happy.
Davey, do you want to have a talk? Maybe, possibly.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
I know what this one is. Here we go. The Tower. We'll see, but this thing, it looks nice in here.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Yeah, but you know, Davey, there's not always bad things that are associated with that, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's always good either, but...
This room actually has a maze in it.
Yeah. That's invisible. Ow.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable.
Yep.
The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
I know this is probably going to make me seem like a hypocrite because of everything I said so far, but just because I know what this is, what it's all about and all that other... We're close-ish to the end of the game. And I don't know what else to say other than I'm bad with mazes as it is. I'm bad with labyrinths, but make those walls
and to
invisible.
Be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Okie dokie, ah, fuck. Why did I have to move you all the way up? Okay, 1, 5, 1. Oh, God, I gotta go all the way back around! I did this to myself! I knew it was gonna do that, and I should have waited. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Wait. There we go. Yep. Good. And see, that's the thing. With that and that, Davey does have a point in the sense of it kind of despises the player for playing it. Almost like it's despising a very specific player, an individual player. Like, almost like this game does have a message that it's trying to get
The switch
across.
to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Okay.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Flying green bread. Sorry, that's not what it means. That's not what it means!
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me.
Could this be like a death of the author type situation?
And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Well, Davey, I'm really sorry that you feel this way. I just know that with everything that you've said to me so far up to this point...
Where did I screw up?
I hope you're not looking for, like, an actual answer. But I will say, the cleaning game probably didn't...
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did.
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. And this is it. This is where the big reveal comes in. And even though I had my thoughts and my opinions and my ideas up to this point, I looped that corner and I was just like, holy sh... I wasn't actually expecting the game to... Holy shit! And I have a lot to talk about with that, but...
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
You so infected my...
The people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Yeah. I bet you did. I bet you did. Would you stop changing my games? Would you stop adding lampposts to them? Yes, because Davey needed a destination. He needed he needed things to make sense. Because here's the thing. I'm not saying every game or most of the games or whatever, but there literally could have been a game where Coda was like, you know what, this is a quick little test run. I'm experimenting for just to see like how the mechanics could work, this, that, like this is a test. That is all this is a test. And David would be like, what's the deeper meaning? What's the idea behind this picture? I just spit everywhere. No, I was going to say something else, something probably a lot more profound, and then it did. whatever. And before you say it, like, isn't that what you're doing right now? Like, trying to find a deeper meaning in it all, da-da-da-da. Well, yeah, but in this game, with this specific media, with what we're doing right here, right now, the game kind of asks you to, whether or not it's a game like this, the Stanley Parable. There's a lot of meta shit in that game, too. Firewatch. The ending of Soma comes to mind. There's nothing wrong.
And then you stopped.
Why would you...
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Yeah, low points are just part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. Yep. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you were wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything. Like, I don't know what to say. The last couple of minutes by itself, the first time I played this, floored me. Floored me. Because it's not just, oh, well, twist ending. See, Davey was kind of the bad guy the whole time, sort of, a little bit, you know, whatever. It's that the game does such a brilliant job of disguising it, because... yes, I had, like, little things that were coming into my head, and sorry, I'm only not going forward, because once I open that, Davey goes on a rant, so just bear with me here. Yeah, I started piecing things together fully during the cleaning level, but there was other points where I'm like, I kind of feel like there's a pattern, but I also don't know if I'm looking too deep into shit. I feel like I'm reaching, I don't... But, especially with those first couple of games, like... he ports you past the maze, and it's like, oh, thank God, yes! And he's kind of talking about glitches and this and that, but he delivers it in such a way where it doesn't necessarily come off where there's, like, malicious intent or this or that. It just seems like, he's like, yeah, well, I haven't found a particular meaning in this, so I'm going to do that. And then the thing with the stairs, like, well, if you hit enter, you go back to normal speed. I don't know, just... makes it easier, I guess. You're not thinking, especially if you don't know anything about the game, that there's a bigger problem there. And I don't know about specifics, but I feel like Davey... I can't stress it enough. Whenever I'm talking about Davey, unless I specify otherwise, I am talking about in-game Davey. Because he plays himself. He even gave his fucking email at the beginning of the game. I'm not talking about the real-world Davey. If I'm like, oh yeah, he's an asshole. People be like, you can't talk about the creator of the Stanley Parable like that. No, I'm talking about the fictional, this game version of Davey. There's a couple of things where, like, he's a narcissist. Or, you know, something along those lines. Because not only is he very just dismissive of... it's not just... oh, he says some stuff about Coda's games that are not, like, nice, and he skips you past things or whatever. There's just certain things that he says, little tiny pieces of dialogue. And I brought it up not that long ago, actually. He said something, and I'm like, yeah, see, I caught that, you bastard. Don't think... I caught that!
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to...
people outside. Okay, I don't hear anything. I think we're good. Go!
see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Damn. So, yeah, no, that's probably one of my favorite twists in all of gaming. Yeah, I know. Really? From the beginner's guide? Yeah. Also, epilogue. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go this way. I'm also not trying to talk too much. I should have said this at the beginning of the game, but there's moments where I do actually have a thought. I do actually want to say something, and then...
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
But to be fair, Davey, don't discredit yourself. You made the Stanley Parable. Really, I can't jump. Really, I have to loop around. You're not gonna. Oh, fine, just fine. I will play your stupid. No, because I have to go to the other side. I didn't know that. I couldn't jump over. This one's red. Oh, there you go. So yes, I will talk more about things like when the game's actually properly over. I don't know what I was really trying to say.
Solution.
And
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
And you can judge me for this if you really want to. I don't care at this point because it doesn't matter what you say or how you go about things. The slightest little bit of whatever, people are like, oh, you're so dramatic. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that.
Even now,
you're really gonna
the
be...
disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
It's like, you can't be depressed. You have no right. If you are, you're selfish. And don't you know that there's people out there who have a harder life than you? Even though it's like, well, my brain is assaulting me 24/7 and it never lets me be happy. But it's not an ungrateful thing. I'm not saying that my life is shitty. It's there. Where am I going with this? It's because at this point in my original playthrough, I'm sorry. I wasn't actually crying at this point, but I was on the verge of tears, and that's because this was the first game in a while.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
I was just trying to say that this game hit me really, really hard. And after figuring out, like, you know, the big twist. What the twist? You know, that whole thing. M. Night Shyamalan up in this bitch. I felt every emotion. I was angry. I was depressed. I was sad. There was parts of the game that made me happy. There was parts of the game that made me laugh. There was confusion.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. So I'm just gonna...
But I will say what does sell... Bye, Davey. I'll miss you. Sort of. Because you do actually remind me of somebody that I know. In-game Davey. I don't know how accurate this... Because he is playing himself, but I don't know while writing if he did, like, very specific shit intentionally because, well, he knew what game he was trying to make, you know, whatever. Oh, there you go. Lost my train of thought. Now I'm angry. I was gonna say something, but then Davey distracted me and I lost it. That'll probably come back to me eventually. Yeah, this was the first game in years that it hit me, and it hit me hard. And this was the first game in a while that, after I beat it, and I just sat on it. So if you watch that video, I do talk about, like, my likes and my dislikes and what I think the game meant and blah, 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 blah. I do not touch on nearly everything that this game made me feel. I still don't think I could. But, either way. Off topic, but because I sort of brought it up, I am definitely planning on playing the Stanley Parable again. Specifically Ultra Deluxe, because, you know, well, why not? And more content! And if you get the joke, you get the joke. Man. Also, I do think we're... Yep, there it is. We're approaching the end. Well, I mean, I knew we were approaching the end. I forgot how, like, close we were specifically. It's the thing from the beginning of the game. Man. Oh, that's what I was gonna say! Ugh! What helps this game, too, because I have said in the past that I do think this game's a masterpiece, and people are like, what? It's a walking sim. You really think the walking sim? Oh, and he's got narration. Oh, there's a twist ending. You also like Firewatch, so your word means nothing. Blah, blah, blah. One, I felt everything, whether intentionally or not, that I could possibly feel when playing this game. But on top of that, it's a game that can make you feel at all like, is this real? It's good. Because it's not just Davey's narration or the fact that he's playing himself at the beginning of the game, like, oh, I wrote the Stanley Parable. Here is my email, by the way. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And just the way he goes about his narration, because people talk about good acting and bad acting and this and that. He felt so genuine the entire playthrough. And that breakdown he kind of did at the end there, at least the first time for me, yeah, you can say it's over the top, and he's kind of hamming it up a little bit, but I'm playing this, and I'm like, Jesus, like, do you need a hug, or like, holy crap, dude, damn. But for those of you who are still, and I don't know, maybe he knew a Coda person, maybe they went by a different name, or this or that, whatever, like, maybe there's some element of truth to this game. But for those of you who still think that this game is real, him taking Coda's games, putting them in this collection like this, and then releasing it, it's illegal! Fiction! But it's fine. Ow. Now I'm dead. Now I'm floating. Ah! Man. What a fucking view, though. Man. Like, I don't care what you say, that's gorgeous. And the music and everything. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Right here, I was on the verge of tears my first playthrough. I don't care. Especially because people are weird. They're like, why don't you people cry? Why can't you? Would it kill you to show a little bit of emotion? Just a little bit. Just show just a tiny bit of emotion. It'd go a long way. One singular tear rolls down your cheek. Somebody from the other side of the room. Haha, pussy! It's like, okay, well. So much for that. And it's not just because, oh, I thought this was sad, or this was that. The game's themes and what it's overall talking about, like I said, hit me on every level that it possibly could. And yes, the game's short. The game's barely 2 hours long, if that. I mean, to be fair, there was a couple of moments where I was dicking around. Also, this is loud, so I'm gonna wait to talk any further.
But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles, and you're so tired, but I know that you're strong, so turn back, turn back.
But either way, there you have it. That was the beginner's guide. And like I said, I had wanted to replay through this again for years. And after my original channel got hacked, well, not my original channel, the channel I had before this, admittedly, I've had too many channels. I've been doing this since 2014, okay? I think I've had 6? Oh. And my original channel doesn't exist anymore. The second one was the AZ-AzarathGaming. I had something, it was called Cursed Lantern Studios. That went nowhere. I had the Couch Potato Soup Show. That went absolutely nowhere. I had what, it literally was just my name. It was just Austin! And I was like, okay. And, well, now this one. And a couple of those don't even exist anymore. But I played the beginner's guide. Loved it. Yes, it's short. But, one, it's only $10. So, I mean, it's up to you if that just is a justifiable price point, because the game's, like, really, really short. But if you're still judging based on what I said earlier about the masterpiece, like, okay, so first things first. The voice acting, which is mostly Davey. There's a couple of things here and there, which I would imagine is supposed to maybe be Coda. Well, I mean, there's a female voice in a couple of sections of the game, and like with the whispers and whatever. But like I said, Davey just sounds genuine when he's talking, and there were a handful of moments in my original playthrough where I'm like, is this real? It can't be, because it'd be illegal, but it's coming across that way, because with the Stanley Parable, and the way the narrator is about that, you 100% know out of the gate, like, well, yeah, clearly that this is, because you can defy his rules, and if he tells you to go left, then you go right. If he wants you to jump, you don't jump, or you listen to him, or you don't listen to him. He tells you to go in this room, you just keep going straight. It's fine. But that game's more just flat out funny than it is anything else. And I'm gonna be honest, the last time I played it, I still don't think I found everything. I think that there's plenty of... don't think I probably missed way more than I'd like to admit. But so with this, it was just a unique experience. And the fact that if you aren't specifically going out of your way to look for things and this and that, you have no reason not to trust Davey. And like what we got here on the main menu, the lamppost, what you've totally flat out lied about. I loved that section too, with this replay, me knowing what I already know, and him lying through his fucking teeth, and him being like, yeah, Coda put these here to give these things like more of like a final destination, and he starts using them in games from here on out, and look, he's growing! Meanwhile, this whole time it was just Davey. But, and I said something about death of the author earlier. Well, actually, let me back up. I want to say one thing, because I know that I'm pretty bad at, like, getting my thoughts out, and these outros tend to be pretty rambly as it is, and I've had fucking 20, 30-minute outros before, so I'm going to try to avoid that. There's a video I stumbled upon, and to be fair, there's a handful of them, sure, but kind of explains certain things that I'm feeling way better than I ever could. But I should clarify before I actually tell you, yes, they've gotten some shit in the past, and they've done some shit in the past, and whatever. I still highly, highly recommend the 3-part video series that Mr. Enter did on this game. The Mysterious Mr. Enter. It's actually what made me want to replay through it. For whatever reason, those videos just popped up in my recommended, a while ago, and I'm like, I have to play the Beginner's Guide again. Holy shit, yes, let me do that. So, if you want more in-depth thoughts, go check that out. Yes, it's older, I think it... Actually, shit, when did this game come out? I know it's gotta be approaching a decade. Maybe a decade plus? Fuck it. October 1st, 2015. Oh my god. Wow. Well... Either way, I love this game's story. I love the uniqueness of it. I love the narration from Davey. I just like this game as a concept. And even if it is meant to be super, super meta, because I've heard so many different theories about this game, but that one of them is it's like, well, Coda's actually not real, and this is more like Davey addressing his haters and talking about criticisms to previous, projects or whatever. Which, all these things could be possible, but I'm talking about, like, the default story of the game. Yes, you can look out deeper into the... Yeah, put your own lamppost on this. Go ahead. I don't care. But absolutely love this game, and I don't know if I'm ever going to play it on the channel again. Maybe for a nostalgia type thing, 10 years in the future, who knows? Or, like, is Davey still making game? Because as far as I'm aware, and I could be wrong about this, the only, main ones I've heard of, which I guess would be a thing on my part, is the Stanley Parable, the Beginner's Guide, and then the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So, who knows? Maybe I'll revisit it if he does something else. Give me the Beginner's Guide 2! Coda's Vision out. Either way, if you guys enjoyed the Beginner's Guide, comment down below and let me know your thoughts and opinions and just your overall theories of the game, because maybe they differ from mine. I'm all for a good perspective shift. Maybe you can comment on something that I didn't even bring up. Hit the bell icon, turns on the notifications, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Every little bit does help out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys future videos. So, later. Flying green bread.